Welcome to National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Coming up, the new Newtown Primary School nears completion and the third Caribbean Conference on Aging, Elder Abuse and the Rights of the Older Persons to be hosted in Dominica later this month. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this. Thanks for staying with us. Students from Newtown and environs will soon enter the new Newtown Primary School. At a press conference last Friday, Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit informed that the school is almost complete and the final preparations are underway.
Newtown Primary School is essentially completed. They're now installing furniture and fixtures, and the furniture and fixtures will also made part of the construction of the school. So the Chinese government, on top of building the school for us, have agreed to furnish the school, again saving us, significant sum, because it's a huge school, as you would well recognize, and furniture for schools are not usually cheap, so it's money that would have been saved, and based on the generosity of the government of China.
In keeping with government's quest to provide universal access to technology, Prime Minister Skerrit says the Minister for Education has made a special request that the school is internet ready.
The Chinese ambassador have graciously approved of that request to provide the school students and the staff with the technology required. And of course the entire compound of the school will be Wi-Fi. Every classroom will have access to the internet, enhancing students' access to the technology and to a reservoir of information, research opportunities, and what also getting us closer as a country to universal access to the internet, universal access to a computer device. And I think we're well on the way with regards to that, and we thank the government of China.
The school is a gift from the People's Republic of China. Following the 12th annual fundraising dinner, which took place on July 4th, 2015, the President's Charities Foundation held its presentation ceremony of cash donations on Monday. The foundation was able to achieve a surplus of EC $55,635 and were able to assist 16 charities. In his address, His Excellency President of Dominica, Charles Savre, notes that we cannot take lightly the importance of caring for the less fortunate.
I must say that the society itself, and any society, is judged by the way in which it looks after the less fortunate and dependent members of the society. And that would be, of course, the elderly, that would be the very young, that would be the dispossessed, that would be persons of disabilities in our society. And I believe that you, all of you who are here representing these organizations in our community, are representing what is best in us in Dominica. There may be other contributions that other persons make, which are very necessary, but the contribution that you make, to a very large extent unsung, is fundamental to the welfare of our society.
Representatives from the charities each received $14,250. Recipients included the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, the Dominica Council on Aging, the House of Hope, REACH, the Roving Caregivers, St. Vincent de Paul Society, the St. Jerome's Ministry, and the Social Center. The President also revealed the plans for a new foundation.
As a result of the passage of Tropical Storm Erika, the President's Charities Foundation felt that we should attempt to do something special other than our normal reaching out to the charities which we support on an annual basis. And we set up a President Charities Foundation Erika Relief Fund. The whole idea was to try to raise some funds to be able to assist some of the persons and the communities affected. And we chose the communities of Kulibistri in the Salisbury constituency and the village of Colliho.
The president says that the focus of the charity will be on the children of that community. Chairman of the President's Charities Foundation, Anthony Rafful, says the next event to look forward to is the annual Children's Christmas Party.
Later in December, we hope to host our annual Christmas party for about 280 children from the villages most affected by Tropical Storm Erika, namely Colliho, Kulibistri, Petit Tavan, and Dubik, at the State Groundhouse. This will cost between $15,000 to $18,000. We once again look forward to the generous contribution of our corporate sponsors, other institutions, and good citizens of this island.
Meantime, the President of Dominica, His Excellency Charles Savary, has expressed his sympathy to the Republic of France in the light of the recent terrorist attacks. The President was speaking at the presentation of donations raised by the President Charities Foundation on Monday.
Let me take this opportunity as well to express my concern, my condolences, my empathy with the government and the people of France who suffered this very tragic act of terrorism in Paris on Friday, and to say that we in Dominica empathize with them, and we do extend the hope that they will overcome these difficulties and will be able to return to a state of normalcy as soon as possible.
At the close of a Development Partners Conference convened by government on Monday, the Honorable Prime Minister led a press briefing to share his findings with the nation. The conference brought together international, regional, local, governmental, and non-governmental friends of Dominica to strategize about Dominica's rebuilding following the August storm.
The results of the donors meeting have gone beyond our expectations as a government. As I said to you at the press conference on Friday, we don't expect people to come and say, well, okay, we'll give you 10, or we'll give you 5, or we'll give you 3. There's a dialogue, there's an exchange of views, an exchange of ideas, and an exchange of suggestions. For us, this is a partnership. It is not about Dominica and this country or this organization. It's about friends of Dominica who have had a very close involvement in our economic development and social advancement from independence. And we've worked with them on a number of critical areas, and they are continuing to demonstrate their commitment to us. So we're very grateful for their presence, and the keen interest which they took.
Director General of the OECS Commission, Dr. Didacus Jules, who has been very visible in Dominica since the storm, also feels that the objectives have been met.
I think it's very important for people to understand that in activities like this, you don't expect people to come sort of pulling out checkbooks and writing checks. These are very difficult times. What is important is the synergy that was developed. People have a very clear understanding of what Dominica's agenda is, and let me emphasize that, because if you call a donors conference and you don't know what it is you want out of it, then you will not get anything. The fact that Dominica has been able to present a coherent plan for recovery has gone a long way, and that is what enabled, even on the spot today, several of the development partners to actually give concrete indications of support. Usually it is after the event you get these indications of support coming. But I think people have been excited enough about the efforts that have been made, the extent of the recovery done so far, to feel inspired to put on the table some concrete measures of support.
On that note, the Honorable Prime Minister wants Dominicans to exercise restraint and patience in the coming months.
We will not see the total retransformation of the country in 3 years or 4 years. It will take some time, and then therefore we have to set very strong and concentrated priorities. We will not be able to do everything at the same time. So therefore, we have to go in an organized, systematic way of reconstructing.
Pledges of technical and financial support from both countries and organizations were plentiful by the end of that event. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Protection from abuse is every child's right. Everyone has a shared responsibility in protecting the child from abuse.
Mothers, believe your children when they say they've been abused, and follow through with child abuse cases when they've been reported.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Welcome back. A conference to discuss issues affecting the elderly will be convened in Dominica from November 30th to December 1st, 2015. The third Caribbean Conference on Aging, Elder Abuse and the Rights of the Older Persons is being held under the theme Building the Framework for a Regional Response to Issues Affecting Older Persons. At a press briefing on Tuesday, President of the Dominica Council on Aging, Zetma Tuse, said the conference is not only for the elderly but for the entire society.
The Dominica Council on Aging over the years have recognized the need to educate the public about issues facing the elderly in Dominica, as well as raising the level of consciousness of the older persons themselves and taking them from being passive recipients to being able to advocate for themselves on issues which confront them. Thus, over the past 8 years, small groups of older persons have been able to meet with the Prime Minister and the members of Cabinet to discuss issues affecting them, such as healthcare services, abuse, lack of proper housing facilities, noise and its effects on older persons, provision of care, proper care and attention at group homes, among others.
The conference is geared at sensitizing persons on the prevalence of abuse in older persons in the region, developing a regional framework for prevention of elder abuse, as well as supporting the establishment and implementation of the UN Convention of the Rights of Older Persons. Coordinator of the conference is Sharita Gregoire.
The meeting will take place over 2 days, starting with an opening ceremony presentation by ECLA, which will analyze the current situation in the Caribbean with respect to population aging in the Caribbean and the rights of older persons, the progress that has been made in implementing policies for this age group, and will make policy recommendations to advance the rights of older persons. And this will be followed by a general presentation on elder abuse by an AMDO representative.
Persons with an interest in the welfare of the elderly, such as policymakers, nurses, doctors, caregivers, social workers, and researchers, are encouraged to attend the conference. The conference is being organized by the Dominica Council on Aging in collaboration with the Ministry of Social Services, Economic Community for Latin America and the Caribbean, and AMDOR from Martinique. From 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning, the Dominica State College campus was filled with high schoolers and college students, parents, and 8 overseas and several local institutions, all attending the Literary and Information Services 10th International College Recruitment Fair. In her welcome address, Acting Chief Librarian Verdande Raymond said that the fair was born out of the Library and Information Services realization that they had to take a more active approach in their role as information providers.
We had to move away from just providing the books on shelves and hoping that people find the information they needed. If we were to be successful, it meant that we needed to be creative, move beyond the boundaries of our comfort zone and our physical walls, and find a more interactive method for information dissemination. Thus, the college fair, an avenue that created a one-stop shop to provide first-hand information about tertiary level education with direct access to colleges and universities through their representatives.
The fair is seen as an opportunity for the various universities and organizations to present information to Dominicans on opportunities for tertiary education. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Marcella Powell, believes that the best asset a country can have is a well-educated human resource.
In order to be adequately prepared to be leaders today and in the future, our youth must embrace opportunities not only for learning, but for lifelong or continuous learning. This means that learning should not be terminal. In modern times, economies around the world have grown heavily dependent on knowledge and skills to maintain a competitive advantage. Most developed and developing nations invest heavily in education since they have long realized that education is the only asset which is able to guarantee economic prosperity.
She says that government will continue to invest heavily in the educational well-being of its young people.
The significant investments which this government has made in early childhood, primary, secondary, and in tertiary and higher education over the past years underscore the degree of importance which we attach to human resource development. We believe that in investing in the education of young people guarantees our country a competitive advantage in the future. As we have done in the past, this government will continue to invest in human resource by assisting students in their ambitions to access tertiary and higher education.
President of the Dominica State College, Dr. Donald Peters, had this advice for the students.
In Dominica, there are scholarships, merit scholarships. Actually, there's one national scholarship, and I think from time to time the government will offer scholarships. But scholarship is based on merit. In other words, if you top the CXC, you're guaranteed to get a scholarship. Other than that, you are on financial aid. You're asking government for financial aid, not scholarship, because you would have gotten a scholarship if you were top of your class. So you have to bear this in mind. You have to work with your parents if you're in fourth form now and begin to plan with Mr. Corbett how you're going to finance your education in the future. If government help you, that's wonderful. I cannot speak for them. If they do, that's good. But you as a parent and a student must prepare to go to college. You have one shortcut. The shortcut is you can come to State College for 2 years and pay $780, which is almost free. And then after the second year, you can move on to one of the universities and colleges. So that is the process. In selecting a college, be careful you select a college where you are going to perform and it's relevant to what you want to do in life. Just go to a degree because it sounds great. If your parents and yourself are going to pay for college, you need to make it work for you in the future. You only have 4 years to educate yourself and get a career.
And finally, this news time, a few youngsters paid a visit to our GIS studios today, November 17th, to gain an appreciation of the production of the daily news. November is preschool month, and a visit to GIS was one of the activities organized by the Roseau Primary Preschool. We spoke to class teacher Shannon Defoe.
We are from the Roseau Primary Preschool, and in November it's preschool month, so Ms. Baptiste and I decided to visit the GIS office where our children can see exactly what takes place during the news. After we leave this building, we're going to visit an elderly where we have to bring a fruit basket to him. We're asked to bring a fruit or a vegetable. And they did so, and we placed it in a beautiful, nice basket, and we're going to deliver it to him this morning. Last week was Educational Week, and we have a Family Focus Week where daddies come in and they socialize with their children, and we have a career day planned. So our children, we want our children to be rounded throughout.
You're watching National Focus. Coming up next, Creole Highlights with McPherson St. Luce.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a gardé devant taper assistance au gouvernement l'Angleterre, avalé 20 millions de pounds à l'occasion que le gouvernement s'est d'accord pour payer Kawaïb 300 millions de pounds. Honorable Skerritt fait parole pendant la conférence média pour te bas réponse, consultation et donneurs qui prend place ici lundi. Si le Premier ministre Skerritt, à part de l'Angleterre, on a d'autres institutions qui ont fait commitment à assister Dominique après culture Erika. Et de Dominique qui tient meeting et puis l'Angleterre et Banque Développement Caraïbe pour discuter des ressources que l'Angleterre a fait pour mettre pour Caraïbe. Bagaille que CDB, ça c'est Banque Développement Caraïbe, qui facilite l'Angleterre a pour mettre content plus que 300 millions de pounds pour payer Caraïbe. Le Premier ministre Skerritt aussi fait parole que l'European Union ensemble et puis plusieurs d'autres qui pour mettre assistance pour la Dominique. Alors, nouvelle organisation Mounalage Dominique qui tient une conférence South Korea Caribbean Conference on Aging qui tient en Dominique à le 3 novembre et puis le 1er décembre l'année là. Parole là sorti au président de l'organisation là, Zetman Toussaint. Selon Madame Toussaint, on a bagaille qui tape attention en conférence là.
Conférence là que nous qui le 3 novembre le premier jour en décembre, comme ça, il y a 2 jours. Nous avons gardé compte des qui ont affecté mon âge, comme abuse, nous connaissons ce qui est right tout, ce qui est bon pour eux, ce qui n'est pas bon pour eux. Ce qui est pour en place à Fortune Hotel en Dominique. Nous avons des autres partenaires qui nous fait ça avec le gouvernement dominicain aussi. Comme ça, ces associations-là, c'est Hall Martinique, avec l'autre là, l'office c'est en Trinidad, mais c'est une organisation qui a gardé contre toute Caribbean là, Latin America et le Caribbean. Comme ça, nous pour 2 jours là, nous avons parlé, nous avons parlé contre différents topics, elder abuse, nous avons parlé contre santé pour les gens, pour nous les ces gens là vivent bien, restant jour, ils sont assis là, ça. Comme ça, nous garder compte ça qui est pour vivre bien.
En d'autres nouvelles, le ministère Télécoms qui travaille pour service broadband tout mon pays. Parole celle-là sorti du ministère Télécoms, Honorable Kelvin Darrow.
Et puis ça, c'est un programme nous avons regardé au NTRC. Nous avons une place Dominique qui parle de broadband. Et puis ça, nous les fait, c'est ces gens qui ont resté hot place ça là qui pas de broadband PS broadband nous les mener broadband hot ces places ça là plus nous les tout le monde taper en opportunité pour utiliser ça qui est technologie là et puis les fait ça toute place Dominique qui est broadband et puis ça c'est un projet nous avons fait et puis nous fait projet ça là toute place hot Dominique qui broadband et accès pour Internet.
Et puis finalement, l'association Monde des Habilités Dominique bien plaisir que l'organisation President Charity, une fois encore venu devant assister et puis donation l'année là. Parole celle-là sorti au executive director Nathalie Murphy pendant la cérémonie où l'organisation President Charity fait donation par 8 organisations charitables en l'aide.
Eh bien, tous les années, l'association a sur liste fondation pour recevoir support. Support, et nous contents que l'année là nous avons tapé une contribution comme la coutume. Nous avons fondation expériencer un challenge l'année là, mais nous comme on dit, nous avons supporté nous encore l'année là, comme ça nous avons dit. grand merci pour fondation là, tout membre là qui a travaillé pour faire certain que association agence comme ça nous ça t'a apporté contribution toute l'année avec mon cas traité bon succès et nous qui mettez l'argent en son bon use.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day. As the month of December approaches, the weather tends to grow from cool to significantly cold. Here are a few tips to ensure that you are well warmed up. Avoid going out in the rain, stay dry. Warm up your core by layering the clothes you wear around your torso. Cover up your head and feet and drink lots of water. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS production team, I'm Kerdisha. Thanks for watching, and do join us again next time on National Focus.